Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Naya, and if you're not, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another video. We are starting our first series on YouTube, and I've gotten this inspiration from many creators out there and just many people in general starting their own. So the idea of this series is 6 months. How much can my life change? You know, what can happen in 6 months when I do X, Y, and Z? I have 7 categories that I'm going to choose from and go into, and it's going to be 7 categories that I choose to level up in my life. And this video is more of like the starting point, and more on my other platforms like Instagram, TikTok, just more short form. I'm going to be bringing you guys with the day in, day out. And I hope that in this video, you get some form of inspiration just to start your own journey. You know, I feel like I see all the challenges of 75 hard, or even something similar to this of 6 months that made me start my own. And I just hope to return the favor. With that being said, I don't want to bore you guys too much with the intro. Let's go ahead and get right into the 7 categories. And so the first category that we're going to be jumping into is actually finances. I feel like everyone themselves wants to up level in some type of way in this category. I'm a very ambitious gal, okay? Like the goals that I'm about to go through are big goals, you could call them, like not necessarily in my opinion from anyways. So the first goal on the list is making 100K specifically from social media, which by the way, when you're in a space or like social media, literally there's no limit to this, especially after the passing of Streamer University. Like it just opened up my eyes so much, and just even following some of my favorite content creators and them being upfront and just very open about their finances and all that type of stuff. And that's how I plan to be, just because again, I want to be another inspiration. I want to be another motivator for you to start your own, especially with something like social media, because there really is space for everyone. Number 2 of this finance goal kind of ties in with number 1, but basically it's make a stable income strictly from social media, because I'm very blessed to be receiving brand deals and working with brands, especially being, you know, 6-7 months into this full time. But I just want to make it more stable for myself, so I'm able to make more strategic moves with my content. Because when you're on your growth journey, or when you're in the beginner phase, a lot of it is unstable, a lot of it is unsteady, a lot of it is uncomfortable. So I'm just trying to smoothly move out of this. And number 3 in my finance categories would just basically be opening up an investment portfolio. I've been doing a lot of research specifically on my finances, and being somebody who is 22 and using the asset of time, I want to expand that, and I want to be smart with it, because the way that times are looking right now, I should have invested back in 2007 when I was 3 or something years old, 5 or 6 years old. When you are young, you have the asset of time, and I want to use that to my full advantage. And even if it's something small every month, I just still want to be taking that seriously. And especially if I'm putting it in this video, I'm going to be holding myself accountable and seeing how much I can grow, and then also just bringing more awareness to you guys about it, that the abilities and the tools that we do have being young. And I will always be the content creator that will be completely upfront and honest about my finances, just again to bring more clarity and awareness to you, because a lot of the times when we don't take action on things, say like investment or something like that, sometimes it's because we just don't know too much about it, you know? So I'm gonna always be the one to deliver that information so you can take actions in your own life. So that concludes category number 1. So category number 2 is physical health. And this is one of my categories because I have been out the gym for around maybe 4 or 5 months this year, right? And we're in May, so that ain't right. Okay, we're basically in June. So yeah, I was kind of consistent at the beginning of the year. If I'm being quite honest, my energy levels have been off. If you guys have been on my channel since the beginning, you know I've gone through things like hair loss. I've been going from doctor to doctor. Like there's been things that have been going on that have been affecting me, but also on another level, like not going to the gym, I feel like is affecting me more. And I feel like the main reason why I was out of it in the first place was because when I was going to the gym, specifically getting ready for a trip like Puerto Rico, it felt like I was being literally hit by a bus. Not even on no dramatic stuff. Like I was tired. It felt like I was out of commission for the whole next day. Like I had to stay in bed. Like I literally don't know what that was about. And so that kind of like scared me and kept me out the gym, because I was like, I don't want to be pushing my body if my body is needing rest. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the doctors are like, we don't know what's wrong with you. So yeah, so that's my thing too. So I've been kind of out of it completely, and I want to slowly start incorporating things into my routine, things into my life, my lifestyle again, to get me back to the place I was before. Because before I was in the gym 5-6 times a week, and then I was having active recovery days. So I want to get back to that, not necessarily maybe go as hard, but basically the goal is to incorporate some workout routine, even if it's yoga, at home yoga, hot Pilates. I go go to hot works, like start getting back into that rhythm and flow. Even if it is a little bit harder in the beginning, I just want to be more on that grind. I think pouring into your physical health is one of the most important things. We just went over finances, but we really do know that health is wealth, especially going through what I have gone through. I fully believe that health is wealth. The last thing in this goal would be to eat more whole foods. I want to be incorporating more whole foods. We already juice, we already like have really like full meals, but at the same time, like I just want to be incorporating more fruits and vegetables and opening up my palate to things that include more fruits and vegetables. Like usually I feel like we stay in our comfort zone with our meals because it's easy. And sometimes we feel really overwhelmed to just like with our week, and so we just kind of put ourselves to the side when that does come to taking care of ourselves with food, exercise and stuff like that, because we have to put more important things on top of it. More important things come first, because if you are intentional about that every single day, that's going to add up into the week, the month, the year, and again in 6 months, like your life can really be so different. And I really want to feel different from the inside out. That's why I'm going to be taking this goal so seriously, because it's time to stand on business. You know, like I can't say I want to be this and I want to get to this level with modeling, acting, whatever I want to do with my career, like, and not take the actions every single day to make that the person that I am. So category 2 is mental health. And I'm not saying your girl is slacking or down in this category, but let's just say there's always room for improvement. So the one thing that really made me make this a category was facing imposter syndrome with action. Because I have been just letting my overthinking and my old habits and thought patterns and beliefs keep me from taking action on my goals, like posting on Instagram, posting more consistently, taking more intentional action on my personal brand. That is why this is going to be a category, because I plan to work on this 6 months straight. Because 6 months of action, when I said in one of my videos, I said consistency and momentum will take you places that perfection and overthinking could never. Yeah, I know it hit deep. It hit me when I heard it. So I had to just deliver the message, because there's someone out there that needs to hear this. If you let the person you were stop you from who you're meant to be, you're going to always be stuck in the past. You're always going to be feeling exactly what you're feeling right now. And then the next thing in this category, which kind of ties in with that, is just basically shadow work and like more self-awareness when it comes to my emotional intelligence. Are these even my thoughts? Like I'm over here overthinking, or I'm having imposter syndrome, but is this my thoughts, or was this programming from when I was in middle school, high school? You know what I'm saying? Like having more awareness on my journey and journaling it and reading about it and just taking the action to really release and let go of that old self. Because I really do feel like I'm in this, like I'm in the birthing season where like I'm like kind of mourning my old self and birthing my new self. And it's just going to take a lot of work to kind of really let go and release that version of me. And it takes time, because you can't just be a new person. You know, it's about the actions that you take every day that, you know, solidify who you are and who you are becoming versus who you've been. Okay, our next goal. This one is actually really fun. It's basically overall intelligence. I've been learning Spanish now. I have an 80-day streak on Duolingo and the app AirLearn. You guys know I went to Puerto Rico. I was like, bro, like I'm trying to really like be able to communicate while I'm out there. And it was so much fun to actually be able to pick up on things and understand things and order things in Spanish and say things in Spanish and just actually hold a conversation, that it really, really inspired me to take it seriously. My goal is to really advance more in my Spanish. I don't think I'm gonna know the language by November, but I'm definitely going to be in a different space, and I'm definitely going to understand more by taking it seriously every single day until November. Number 2 in this category would be increasing my attention span. TikTok, short form social media, has completely destroyed our attention spans. I want to increase mine. I want to be able to watch a movie and commit to it, or a TV show and commit to it without even thinking about grabbing my phone. I guess that's what the goal would be to increase my attention span while also detaching from things like social media, even though that's something I'm pursuing. Number 3 in this category would be learn more about cameras, learn more about film. I really have fallen in love with cinematography, film, movies, everything that goes into it, from the scripting to the storytelling to the camera angles to the color grading to all of it. Like I really have fallen in love with it, and I really want to take my content to that next level. The more I learn about it, the more I can apply that to my own thing, which is awesome. With me learning about it, you guys will even be able to see a difference in my content. content. Like, I don't even have to tell you guys this goal for you guys to see me improving in this category. You know, I just want to see how much I can improve just by 5 minutes a day, about learning about color grading, learning about, you know, how the camera works and what lenses are used for what. I'm excited to see how much my content will transform in these next 6 months. Okay, number 5, if you guys are still with me, thank you. I appreciate it, because I know this is probably a lot, and I'm sure, again, attention spans have probably checked out, but for the real ones that are staying here, I appreciate you. Just wanted to throw that out there. But the next category is career. How can I take my career to the next level in 6 months? Number 1 would be increasing networks and connections. I do want to connect with more people in the niches or the industries that I really resonate with, which would be film and fashion and just stuff like that, and travel. Like, I want to be able to connect with more people like that, just again, so I can possibly work with them in the future. I have a lot of people that I look up to, and I just want to make a name for myself in the industries that I want to be in. The next thing that I wrote in this category was to book a commercial, photo shoot, brand trip, or be invited to an influencer event. I would love all of them, but if I did one thing in this category specifically in this next 6 months, that would be considered goal checked. I would really love to grow my audience to the point where I would be able to attend an influencer event or a brand trip, or even book a commercial with a brand. Like, I've seen all of it done, and even something like print work, being able to work. I've worked with Nike before and stuff like that. I really want to get into that industry again of print commercial work. So that is my goal there. There's nothing more that needs to be said than just let me get to work. The last goal in this career category would be hitting 100K on one platform or all of my platforms combined. And some people could be like, girl, like, it takes a lot longer than 6 months to hit 100K. It really doesn't. Somebody in my community was able to hit it in 15 days on Instagram and TikTok from starting a series. So it's very possible it can happen like this. You could post a video today that blows up tonight that can change the whole trajectory of your life. I'm gonna be putting all my numbers on the screen so you guys are able to see my progress. I believe I have like 1,500, or I might even be 1,400 on my Instagram currently. I believe I have like 1,100 on my TikTok, and then I have just around 300 subscribers on my YouTube. So these are my 3 main platforms that I'm gonna be growing and focusing on. So yeah, we'll see how much this grows by November 29th. Okay, category number 6 is going to be image. When I say this, I just mean more of an exterior, I guess you can say, like very much working on my brand, but also working on developing my brand, like, and things that go into making me in my image. And one thing I want to specifically get better at is makeup. I've come a long way. If you've seen my Atlanta vlog, or if you go watch my Atlanta vlog, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say I've come a long way with my makeup. Yeah, basically that's what I mean. Is like, if I wanted to do a smoky eye for an event or for a makeup look, I want to be able to be like, I got that. I know how to do that. Right now, I don't know how to do that. I just want to be able to have more fun with it. Try new lip combos, try new eye looks, you know, different hairstyles. The next one in my category, I literally put is bald spots, ? And hair care. So I want to really nail down my routine. The routine that I have now for my hair, I love, but to be honest, it's a lot of work. I don't wish curly hair on nobody. Like, seriously, you should be praying for all your friends that have curly hair, because we going through it sometimes just to give the curls, just to get them popping. And the craziest part is I live in Florida, and so the moment I walk outside, the humidity will take it out, and I just don't appreciate it. But also with my hair, I've gotten into things to help me grow back my hair in certain spots, because look, I do, at the time of filming this, you can kind of see I got a little bald spot from here to there. I won't say bald spot, but it's just a little thinner in areas that I want thicker. And so I'm going to be doing things, hair oiling, hair massage. I have some things that my mom got me that's supposed to help with hair loss. So I'm going to be taking pictures and seeing if there is any improvement, and bring you guys along the journey on that specifically. So stay tuned for that. The next category would be my skincare. For some reason, ever since like October, November, my skin has been on one. I've gotten my hormones tested. Everything is fine. Everything is normal. Like always, right? I need to make a video about my health, seriously. I want to really clear up my skin again. I've been doing microneedling every month. I've been doing my skincare. I'm going to the dermatologist in about a couple weeks, so I'll be able to bring you guys along for that. But I just really want to nail down my skin again, because it's low-key been just developing an insecurity about me getting in front of the camera, and I just don't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? This is my full-time job, speaking to you guys, showing up for you guys, and I just want there to be no what's the word? Hesitation, no friction going up against that. And then the last one in the category image is really study and curate my own personal style. I wouldn't say I'm the most fashion girly. I'm not gonna say I always know how to put that shit on. I'm not gonna say that. But I will say there will be from time to time where I even surprise myself and I'm like, you know what? You kind of did your big one with this. You actually looking pretty good today. So that's my thing. Like there's sometimes I really would know how to pop off, and as somebody who does enjoy fashion, who can appreciate it and admire other people that are doing just amazing things in this industry, I want to be able to, again, curate my own presence in it. So I'm going to be studying Pinterest, social media, and just studying, silhouettes and certain cuts and fabrics that, blend well with Naya. To put this category into a couple words, I just really do want to work on my personal brand. Like, who is Naya? What does she wear? What does she smell like? What does she look like? What does her hair look like? It really is me wanting to move more into I'm grown era. Like, I really want to just look more put together. The last category that we are looking to level up would be hobbies. I'm 22. I'm young and I want hobbies. One thing that I'm also realizing is hobbies are expensive. So some of these are gonna have to wait, or just like I said, for our other categories like finances and career to really take off. But number one would be get back in the saddle. I am an equestrian girly. I have a saddle, I have my helmet, I got my boots, I got my riding clothes. I just need to get back in the saddle the way I want to, because that is not a cheap sport in any means. But for me, horses have been more than just the sport. Horses have been the support for my mental health, if we're being so freaking honest. If you've been on a horse, if you've been around horses, I feel like you can feel their spiritual presence. And I just am like immediately at peace when I'm at the barn. Even the smells, like it's like aromatherapy that they say, it literally transported me to a different place. And because I was really involved with it in my childhood, middle school, high school, and just competing, like it really does bring out that inner child in me. And I just love being around those animals. And I would really love to get back into it again for content, bringing you guys with me to the barn, doing the matching outfits with the horses. Like there's just so many ideas I have for horses, and even just working with the horse brands and stuff like that I really want to get into. And so that is one of my goals in the 6 months, even if it's one time in the saddle, which is very doable. I want to do that. Number two in this category is work on my golf swing. I personally enjoy going to a driving range and just working on my swing, hitting some golf balls. I'm not even gonna lie. And I used to work at Top Golf, so I was doing it all the time, and I didn't realize how much I enjoyed it working there. I really do want to work on my golf swing. Golf is one of those sports that you can do independently, and I love that. It's just another form of getting to know yourself. I think that's my favorite part about that. So yeah, it's pretty simple, but work on my golf swing. One of the next categories in this would be arts and crafts. I love to paint. I love to sew. I just like to get my hands involved. And I feel like for me, when you're doing something artsy, like arts and crafts, like one, it brings out my inner child, and it's fun. Like it stimulates your brain in something that's not social media. Like I feel like when we're bored, we go on TikTok, we go on Instagram, we go on YouTube, we try to find a way to stimulate ourselves, usually from technology. We're really like big iPad kids. And I want to get into finding ways to fill my time again with these hobbies that aren't social media. That's kind of the goal with the whole arts and crafts, is to stimulate my mind in a way that's not on my phone, especially because now that it's when I'm having fun, it's on my phone, or even when I'm working, it's on my phone. I just really am trying to find ways to have a good work-life balance, a good life balance. So that's kind of why I think arts and crafts is fun, and it's not as expensive as my other hobbies. That's all of them. I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, girl, like you is really ambitious, and that's a lot. Like, how are you gonna keep up with this? Accountability, consistency, momentum, and just letting go and learning to love the process. 6 months is like what, like 182 days? So like, how much can my life change in 6 months? And also learning to love the journey, not looking at all 182 days, looking at 7 days at a time, and taking it week by week, day by day, and just learning to fall in love with it, learning to have fun with it, learning that Again, I'm 22. I'm not going to be perfect, but if I can be at least intentional, that's all I need. Intentional and consistent. The next episode is going to be kind of getting more specific on each one. Maybe like something like my starting weight, my measurements in the gym, or just even like showing you my first golf swing versus like my last golf swing. So stuff like that. Like things are just going to slowly get more and more organized as you're going to get a clearer picture of kind of what this will be. But yeah, I'm super excited to bring you guys along. I'm super excited to be starting this myself and just seeing how much my life can transform in 6 months. Because the way that we're already in like June of 2025 is just blowing my mind right now. Like, I don't know how we got here so fast, but I mean, that is how fast it's gonna go. I'm excited, y'all, because literally by the end of this, we could have 100K on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. That's the funniest part about this. Like, this is episode 1. So if you're watching this now that we blew up, because manifesting, when you're watching this, like, I want you to know that anything is possible. Anything is possible when you put your mind to it and when you believe that you can do it. Clock that T. But my camera's about to overheat, so I don't want to make it longer than it needs to be because I already have a feeling that this video might be a little bit long. So if you made it to the end, thank you guys so much again. Please go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in episode 2.